Welcome back to Her Logic. I'm Sophia. Before we begin, I'd like you to brew yourself a warm cup of tea, settle into your seat comfortably, and step into a conversation with me. One that might be a little hard to hear, but I promise you, if you have the patience to walk with me all the way to the end of this video, something inside you will change, quietly, profoundly. Today, I want to speak to you, especially to the gentlemen who have crossed the threshold of 40, of 50, those who have lived through enough to understand that life is not a race about a truth that very few people dare to say out loud. And that truth is this: the harder you try to be nice to a woman, the less she will value you. I know, this statement sounds paradoxical, even unfair, because from the time we were children, we were taught that if you are good to others, others will be good to you in return. But in the realm of romantic relationships between men and women, this rule almost does not exist. True attraction does not come from the expensive bouquets you send every Monday morning. It does not come from your willingness to drive dozens of miles or about dozens of kilometers just to pick her up after work. It does not come from those goodnight text messages that arrive as regularly as an alarm clock. True attraction comes from something far more subtle. It comes from a quiet masculinity, a kind of strength that is not loud, not showy, but as steady as a mountain. It comes from the inner peace that you have painstakingly built within yourself. And above all, it comes from a value system rooted in self-respect, something that no gift, no grand gesture could ever replace. Today, we are going to walk through this together, layer by layer, so you can understand why excessive niceness can become a slow-acting poison that kills a relationship. And more importantly, how you can restore your value in her eyes, not by trying to change her, but by returning to yourself. First, let me take you to the scientific foundation of the issue. There are two psychological concepts that I want you to keep in mind throughout this video. The first concept is the covert contract. This is a term coined by Dr. Robert Glover in his well-known book, No More Mr. Nice Guy. He describes it like this: in the minds of many men, there exists a one-sided agreement, a contract that only they are aware of. The content of that contract reads, if I am good enough, if I am nice enough, if I sacrifice and do everything she wants, then she must love me. She must reciprocate. Where does the problem lie? The problem is that the other person has no idea this contract even exists. She did not sign it. She did not agree to it. And when she fails to respond the way he expected, the man falls into a state of silent resentment. He begins keeping a mental ledger. I did this for her, I sacrificed that, and yet she. The second concept is idealization and the fear of discovery. A study from Stony Brook University has shown that when you place a woman on a pedestal, when you treat her as flawless, as a goddess, as the one and only, you are unintentionally creating an unhealthy power imbalance. She stands above, you stand below. And what is even worse is that you yourself will forever live in the fear that one day she will discover that you are not as perfect as the image you have been performing. These two concepts, I believe, are at the root of almost every emotional suffering the modern man endures. Now, we are going to walk through 9 core points together. Point number 1. The difference between nice and kind. In English, there are 2 words that many people often confuse: nice and kind. In our everyday language, we tend to lump them both into a single idea of being good. But in truth, these 2 concepts are worlds apart. Niceness is performative. It carries a transactional purpose. You are nice in order to be loved. You are nice in order to avoid conflict. You are nice in order to feel like a good person. Behind every nice act, there is always an invisible price tag that you expect the other person to pay. Genuine kindness comes from a completely different place. It comes from inner strength and self-respect. You are kind because that is who you are. That is what you value, not because you need anything in return. And here is the fascinating part. Women have an astonishingly sharp instinct for distinguishing between these 2 kinds of energy. When a man is too nice, she can feel an invisible pressure, a certain dishonesty in the air. Her brain automatically sends out a warning signal. This person wants something from me. This person is trying to buy my emotions. My advice is this: stop performing. Quiet masculinity allows you to say no gracefully when something crosses your boundary. And believe me, one well-placed no carries 10 times the magnetism of 100 spineless yeses. Point number 2. The trap of being always available. Have you noticed this? There are men who will drop an important meeting just to reply to a single text message. Men who will cancel their gym session to take her out to dinner the moment she texts, "I'm sad." Men who will stay up until 3 in the morning just to listen to her vent about a coworker she doesn't like. You think that is care. But in her mind, that is a completely different signal. Being always available sends the message that your time has no value, that your life is empty, that you have nothing else to do but wait around for her. In psychology, there is a principle called the scarcity principle. What is too easy to obtain, people do not treasure. What is always available, people take for granted. Women, even though they may complain about you being busy, are, deep down, powerfully drawn to men who have a rich and meaningful life of their own. Your self-worth lies in how you manage your own time. Do not turn yourself into a servant on standby. Let her understand that you have a fascinating world of your own, and that she is invited into it as an honored guest, not as your entire universe. Point number 3. Personal boundaries. The measure of self-respect. Many men are afraid to set boundaries. They are afraid of upsetting her. They are afraid of being abandoned. They are afraid of losing what they believe to be love. But here is the truth I want you to remember. Boundaries are not walls that separate. Boundaries are clear agreements that allow both people to feel respected. When you allow someone to walk over your limits, when you let her cancel plans at the last minute with no valid reason, when you stay silent while she speaks to you in a disrespectful tone, when you swallow every bit of frustration just to keep the peace, you are not loving her. You are teaching her how to disrespect you. Self-respect is the foundation of all attraction. If you do not respect yourself, no one else will be able to do it for you. Learn to establish healthy boundaries from the earliest days of the relationship. A woman who is worthy of you will respect those boundaries, because she understands that a man who knows how to protect his own peace is a man of true character. Point number 4. Putting her on a pedestal and the power imbalance. Have you ever met a woman where, from the very first glance, you told yourself, "She is too perfect. I don't deserve her"? Have you? If so, that was the exact moment you nailed your relationship to an invisible cross with your own hands. When you look up at her from the floor, she is forced to look down on you. That is a simple equation in the physics of emotion. This imbalance creates a suffocating relationship, suffocating for her, because she has to carry the perfect image you have imposed on her, and suffocating for you because you live in constant fear of being found out. A real woman, no matter how beautiful or accomplished she may be, is still a human being. She has fears. She has flaws. She has mornings when she wakes up with puffy eyes and a terrible mood. When you see her as a real person, rather than a golden statue, that is when authentic connection begins. Bring her down from the pedestal, not to diminish her, but to lift yourself up to eye level with her. And before we move on, I'm curious about something. Where are you sitting as you listen to this? Is it a cool evening in New York? Is it Los Angeles in the middle of rushing traffic? Or is it some small town on the other side of the ocean? Leave the name of your city or country in the comments below. I truly want to know which corners of the world the community of thoughtful gentlemen at Her Logic is reaching. Point number 5. Quiet masculinity and the emotional safe zone. There is something that very many men do not understand about women. Women crave the feeling of safety more than anything else. Not financial safety, not physical safety, but emotional safety. And who is the man capable of creating that emotional safe zone? He is the man who can stand firm through the storms of another person's emotions without reacting negatively, without collapsing, without exploding. He is like an ancient tree in a thunderstorm. The leaves may sway, but the roots never move. When she is angry, he does not argue. When she cries, he does not panic. When she tests him, he does not take offense. He simply is there, solid, silent, fully present. My advice is this: do not try to explain or argue when emotions are running high. Hold your stillness. Breathe deeply. Just be present. True strength does not lie in long-winded justifications, but in silence full of authority. Point number 6. Silent resentment, the quiet destroyer. We mentioned the covert contract at the beginning of the video. Now, let's talk about what it leads to. When your niceness is not repaid with the attention or affection that you expected, something inside begins to turn bitter. At first, it's just a small disappointment. Then disappointment grows into frustration. Frustration simmers into resentment. And what makes this dangerous is that this resentment is rarely spoken out loud in a direct way. It leaks out through very subtle channels: a sarcastic remark, a cold glance, a punishing silence. This is what we call passive-aggressive behavior, and it is precisely what kills a relationship from the inside out. The only cure is this: learn to express your needs directly, honestly, and respectfully. Do not expect other people to read your mind. Do not keep an emotional debt ledger inside your head. Transparency does not only liberate the other person, more importantly, it liberates you. Point number 7. The importance of independence. There is a paradox that very few people ever recognize. The harder two people try to cling to each other, the more easily they lose each other. In a relationship that is too tightly enmeshed, personal boundaries dissolve. The man abandons his friends, gives up his hobbies, sets aside his own moments of solitude. He thinks he is sacrificing for love, but in reality, he is losing his identity. And when a man loses his identity, he also loses his magnetism. Keep your own hobbies. Keep friends that she doesn't need to know. Keep evenings when you sit alone with a favorite book, a cup of coffee, and no one is allowed to disturb you. Independence does not push the two of you apart. On the contrary, it makes every moment you spend together far more precious. Point number 8. Accepting rejection with the composure of a winner. The way a man handles rejection reveals everything about his inner worth. The man who lacks confidence treats every rejection as a personal catastrophe. He will pursue harder, text more, buy more expensive gifts, as if with just a little more effort, that closed door will finally swing open. But the truth is this: the more you chase, the faster they run. The man of quiet masculinity views rejection in a completely different light. He sees it as a natural filtering by the universe. If someone cannot see his value, that is their right to choose, and he respects that choice, without bitterness, without begging. Never lower yourself to apologize for your own existence. Never plead with someone to stay, because love that has to be begged for is not love, it is pity. And pity can never sustain a healthy relationship. And now, we arrive at the most important point of today's video. This is the lesson I truly hope you will carve into your memory. Point number 9. A man's mission must come before love. I want you to pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and listen carefully to what I am about to say. A man with a mission radiates an energy that no seduction technique in the world can ever replicate. According to research in evolutionary psychology, women are powerfully drawn to men who are passionately building something greater than themselves. It could be a career, a work of art, a life philosophy, a project that contributes to the community. Whatever it is, when you have a mission and you pour your heart into it, you become different. Because in that moment, you no longer need a woman's approval in order to feel that you have value. Your confidence is self-generated. It is not borrowed from anyone's gaze. It is not dependent on whether she replies to your text messages or not. I want to leave you with an image, and I hope you will carry it with you for the rest of your life. Do not go hunting for butterflies. Build a magnificent garden, and the butterflies will fly to you on their own. And even if they never come, you will still have a beautiful garden of your own to live inside of. When your mission is your top priority, you become unshakable in the face of emotional waves. If she comes, you are glad. If she leaves, you keep tending to your garden. That is the pinnacle of quiet masculinity. That is something no amount of money can buy. No compliment can create. Only you and the journey you choose can build such a thing. Gentlemen who are listening to me right now, peace of mind is priceless. Self-respect is the foundation of all attraction. And your personal identity is the most precious asset you have never, ever traded away for the sake of an unworthy companionship. Live a life of purpose. Set firm boundaries. Be kind from strength, not nice out of fear. And always remember this: your worth lies in who you are, in your stillness, in your inner world, in your mission, not in whom you serve, whom you please, or whom you sacrifice yourself for. If today's reflections have touched something inside you, if you feel ready to step onto the journey of becoming a more quietly masculine version of yourself, leave a comment below with the code word loyal. That is how I recognize the loyal viewers of Her Logic, those who walk alongside me on this path of wisdom and maturity. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Always hold on to your self-respect. Always stay true to your mission. And I'll see you again in the next psychological reflection from Her Logic. I am Sophia, wishing you a peaceful evening.